Do you know there's certain decisions you're going to have to make when you're in the ATM business? Stay to the end of the video and I'm going to share with you what those decisions are so you are familiar with them. Hi, I'm Phil from PDQ Merchant Enterprises and the ATM Mastermind Group page. And we help hundreds of aspiring ATM business owners go from 0 ATMs to ATM Business Pro in as little as 30 days. Always remember here at PDQ Merchant Enterprises and the ATM Mastermind Group page, we buy your freedom back one transaction at a time. Without further ado, the top 5 decisions you're going to have to make when you're in the ATM business. Decision number 1. All right, when you're in the ATM business, you're going to have to make this decision either as a company or on a per location basis. And this is the decision: are you going to bolt on the ATM? Are you going to come up with creative ways to explain how you're going to bolt on the ATM? Is it going to be a deal breaker for you? Now, for us, you know what? When we first started out, we didn't bolt on the ATMs. We just placed them. Then, you know what? We got a couple close calls where we almost lost an ATM. We made a conscious decision. You know what? We're going to bolt on every ATM that we put in. And then later on, through the course of business, I made it a deal breaker. If I can't bolt on the ATM, we don't put the ATM in. I don't care. I'm walk away from business. Because if the ATM disappeared, it takes a lot to make up that revenue. The money in the ATM and the ATM. It was a lot. I would have to make it up, and it would take a long time to make it up. So you know what? Don't take the chance. So that's a decision we made. Now I see a chance, and a lot of you guys out there, you talk about, I don't bolt it down. We've run into new people. We've helped install their ATM. We want to bolt it down. They're like, no, you don't have to bolt it down. Really? You don't have to bolt this ATM? We got the drill, we got the bits, we got everything to put it in here. No, we're good. The owner doesn't want to bolt down. That's great. Is the owner going to give you $6,000 when your ATM disappears? Well, no. Okay, well, so here's the situation: is that's the way we decided, but you're going to have to make that decision for yourself. Do you bolt it down or not? Point number 2, the SLA, location agreement, contract, however you want to define it. Is that going to be a deal breaker? So what does that mean? Here's what it means: is when we walk in a location, we tell them, I need 3 things. I need your tax ID number, I need a voided check, and I need your email. Those are the 3 things. And then we fill out the paperwork. We pretty much help them, walk them right through the paperwork. It takes about 3 minutes, but we're good at it. But for you, you gotta make that decision. Are you gonna walk away? I did have a location 2 years ago that was great. It was a cash-only breakfast place. They had an ATM in there. The ATM was broke. He heard I was in the ATM business, called us down. I sat down with the guy. He told me he was doing about 60 transactions, but the thing was done. I'm like, I don't know about that. But it was all cash only. I knew that if I got the ATM, I could probably make it up to 200 transactions a month. He had good going business, open 7 days a week. So we sat down, we went through everything, we went back and forth, and then I went to sign on the paperwork, and he says, oh no, I'm not signing anything. I'm not. What if I leave? He gave me all the excuses. I talked him through all that stuff, but at the end of the day, he wasn't willing to sign a location agreement. I said, okay, I guess I'm not willing to put an ATM in. I gave the location to a customer of ours. I said, look, this guy, it's probably going to be a good place, but he doesn't want a location agreement. You want the location? The guy says, yeah, sure, I'll take it. I don't care. That's fine. And you know what? He put it in. The location does almost 200 transactions, almost exactly what I said it would do in there. But that guy who I gave it to, he's happy because he's making money. But I didn't want to take that chance. So you got to make that decision. Do you walk away from that location if they don't want to sign it, or do you guys stay? So if you're thinking about getting into the ATM business but didn't know where to start, stay to the end of the video and I'll share with you our checklist entitled ATM Business Passive Income Checklist, the 5 things you need to know to start a profitable ATM business so you can earn between $250 and $1,500 in passive income every single month. All right, let's get back to the video. Point number 3, communications, wireless, wired. How are you going to do it? Now, when we first started out in the business, there wasn't any wireless. We were all phone line, and then internet started to come into play. So we decided we're going to wire everything up. Over the course, we have changed to what we do, mainly because of the service calls that we were getting. You know what? The internet, the people, they changed from, in our neck of the woods in Chicagoland, it's either Comcast or Infinity, which is or AT&T. So we decided, you know what? Here's what we're going to do: is we're just going to go to wireless. That way we can control our own environment. However, it's an added expense. Every ATM, we got to buy the wireless device, and we have to get the signal. So it just depends on what you're going to do. But we chose to make that decision. But you know what? It's actually cheaper if you just wire it up. But once you wire it up, then you have to run the wire. You have to make the connections, and then sometimes you might have to buy a splitter or a router or a switch because there's not enough ports on their device. And then if they change devices, you're going to get that service call. So you got to know which way you're going to go and how that affects your time and budget. Again, the service calls over the years, outweigh the cost of the wireless for us, but you know what? You got to make the decision and see what's best for you. Point number 4, brand of ATM. Behind us, you got Nautilus Shosung, you got Gen Mega. You can't see it, but we also have Triton. So, and then there's the Balloon ATM. Which brand are you going to go to and why? I talked to a gentleman last week. He said he was interested in processing with PDQ Merchant Enterprises, but he wanted to make sure, can he buy ATMs from us? He wanted to know if he can buy Triton. We do sell Triton ATMs, but not a whole lot of them, specifically because it's a great brand, but it is a little more expensive. So, but he said his model was, you know what? I'm in America. I want to support America. Triton's made in America. That's what I want to do. Hey, do whatever you want to do. But you'll have to make the decision. Do I go with Nautilus Shosung? Do I go with Gen Mega? Do I go with Triton? Do I go with Balloon? And why do you do that? I highly suggest that you guys try out, different brands and see what works for you. But that'll be the decision you'll have to make. And point number 5 is money. Bill, yeah, no kidding. I need money in ATM. Yes, you do need money in ATM, but the question is, will you decide I'm going to put 10s and 20s and 5s in ATMs? Do I do all of it or any of it? For us, you know what? Our brand of choice is the 20. I just like to put the 20s. I don't want to put the 10s. I try to talk them out of 10s. A lot of convenience stores, if you guys don't know this, a lot of convenience stores, they want to put 10s in there. They might start it with an ATM. Maybe their cousin has an ATM. They put 10s in there, and that's how they want to do it. That's not necessarily the best way, but that's the best way they think for them. And so you'll have to either talk them out of, I don't want to put 10s in, we just do 20s, or you'll have to make that concession. And then how far are you going to go? Are you going to go an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours? Are you going to do it in multiple states? What are you going to do and how are you going to control that? For us, when we started in the business, we only went 20 minutes from our home base. That's as far as I wanted to go. I didn't want to go any further. It just didn't make any sense to me. Now we go a lot further. We go hours. But when I first started out, that's where I went. And then the last thing you're going to have to decide is how much money you're going to put in the ATM. So that always depends on how much volume they go through. But sometimes you're like, you know what? If I just put a little bit more money, I can stretch it to 2 weeks or 3 weeks or 4 weeks. And so that'll be a decision. Then there's a comfort level. If I put too much money, you know what? If I get robbed, do I lose money? How will that happen? Not that you get robbed, but you know what? It's always a concern when you're in the ATM business. What could happen? Again, that's why we bolted down to minimize that. But you'll have to make the decision. Sometimes I'd rather go there 3 times a week and not only keep a little bit of money in there. Or sometimes, you know what? I want to go once every 3 weeks and put a lot of money. You'll have to make the decision when you're in the ATM. So if you're thinking about starting a profitable ATM business, I want to invite you to our free checklist entitled ATM Business Passive Income Checklist, the 5 things you need to know to start a profitable ATM business so you can start earning passive income, make more money, and spend more time with your family. So if you're interested in starting your ATM journey, click the link down below and start your ATM journey today. Again, this is Phil from PDQ Merchant Enterprises and the ATM Mastermind Group page. We buy it for your back, one transaction at a time. Thank you guys very much, and thank you for making this channel #1.